Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, welcome. And if you have watched my videos before, please hit like, tell your friends, tell people about my channel. I am a therapist and I specialize in a lot of things, but today we're going to talk about eating disorders. And I basically asked a couple people to guide this conversation, and I'm going to do a little bits and pieces of chiming in of my own issues and concerns with treating this. So just so everybody knows, I'm getting a lot of why is this so hard to get over and treat and all of that. It is hard when COVID-19 is not in place. It is hard when we're not having a pandemic. It's hard when we're not having all of this stress and anxiety and overwhelm and depression. It's hard just on its own. So if you guys are trying to recover with an eating disorder right now and you're making progress, kudos to you because you're picking the hardest time to overcome this. And if you're getting success right now in treating your eating disorder, your capability of treating this eating disorder is infinite. I'm so passionate about that. So I will say in sessions I am finding a lot of people just struggling, and you know what, it's hard when we're not doing anything. It's hard when we're like in relaxation mode. So just be aware of that. If you guys are making progress in your eating disorder treatment or just wanting to start eating disorder treatment because you're bored and you're eating more and you know this is a problem and you're finally coming to terms with that, just be super aware of that. It is the hardest time to recover. It's the hardest disorder to recover from. Anorexia nervosa has the highest mortality rate of any mental illness. So if you are getting any progress right now, and I hope you are, that's amazing. Super amazing. A lot of people cannot do that. So I encourage you to pat yourself on the back and keep going. If you can do recovery now, you can do it anytime. I did get a couple questions that I wanted to touch base on because I've asked a couple people about what they're struggling, what they want to know about eating disorders. Um, so I'm just going to ask two questions here, and I will end it there. And I hope this is just some information that you can grab a hold on to, share it with other people. And I hope the questions keep coming in because I think I said this before, I'm a bucket of knowledge in this, and I want to share it. It's doing no good holding it inside of me. I want to share it. I want to help other people. All right. So first question was, do I have any information about how to manage the loss, the emotional fallout, and having food to manage the abandonment and the loss of a best friend? Also, the sense of loneliness, and how do you handle emotions that were otherwise usually handled by binge eating? Stop them right there. Handled by binge eating. Were they really? What is the problem that caused the binge, and did it really handle it? If I am stressed out, if I am worried, if I am depressed and I eat, okay, I'm going to feel a little better. If food tastes good, it's supposed to taste good. So is the initial problem that I'm using food to cope with really treating it? If we go into like, I guess, just nutritional level, we eat to stay healthy, we eat as nutrition value, we eat to maintain our body weight, we eat for energy. When we're using food as a way of coping, that's where it gets a little bit into the eating disorder issues. Of course, food's supposed to taste good. It's supposed to satisfy us. It's supposed to make us happy. It's our culture. It makes us gather around people. But that's the thing. If we're using it as my only coping mechanism, that's where it gets difficult. I actually have a worksheet that I use in therapy where I'll have everyone fill out how they feel, what emotions are going on before the binge. So say I'm depressed, I'm lonely, I'm anxious, I'm bored. I have a binge. It's going to cure a lot of those. I'm not bored anymore. I'm eating. I'm not overwhelmed anymore. I've got all this sugar going on. I feel great. After, the stress is going to be there. It might be a lot more stress added to guilt, worry, embarrassment, fear, depression, tiredness. You're probably going to get more symptoms, emotional, physical symptoms after the binge than you have before. So just kind of be aware of that. Where it's handled by the binge. Think about it. Is it really handled? Is that binge taking care of whatever is causing that binge to start in the first place? And I got this question online, and I'm not sure if this person's in therapy, um, but I also see in the question about abandonment and loss. So, I if you are a patient in my office and we were getting to the root of things, it could be addressing that root issue of abandonment and loss and that best friend and food. Um, if you take care of those root issues, you will no longer, hopefully no longer, it's a long process, but you will no longer need the food to fill those voids. So if I was to just ask you, whoever asked this question, what voids are you trying to fill with food? Um, journal them out. It'd be interesting to see if I'm not working with you, just on your own. Try to figure out what is really going on. My little hamburger earrings in because I have them in because number one, they match my little day off clothes, but also it's not about the food. We think it is. It's our control, but it's not about the food. No one has ever come to me and said, Jen, I want to have an eating disorder. It's not about that. So explore that. It's a really, really complex, in-depth need for treatment. So I highly encourage this person that asked this question, anyone that's struggling with kind of the same issues, explore that. Go to the root. There's something else there. It's not just the food. The next question is, and I've been very open about my own struggle with eating disorder for some people and in some situations, but I am not shared my full story yet on my channel, and I'm not ashamed of it. I'm waiting for the perfect time to do that because it's a long one, it's a complex one, it's a motivational one, and I just wanted to answer questions right now, and these are the questions I got, so I'm just gonna roll with it. One of the questions is also, I would like to know when and how I recovered. Did something happen that made it change all at once? Did it fade away all of a sudden, or did it have ups and downs? I will just answer this as briefly as I can, and the majority of my patients, including myself, there's a lot of ups and downs, and sometimes you just have to hit a rock bottom, and I'm not saying a rock bottom in a bad way. You just have to get tired of being tired. The other thing I will say on that is, we have to eventually recover from this eating disorder, right? Like, we have to eventually recover from this. If not, it's going to kill us. It's going to kill us. It has a high mortality rate. It's going to kill us. So if I know that those are my options, recover or it's not going to look good, I have no options. No options. And the cool thing is, guys, food is going to be there. We get to eat every few hours for the rest of our lives. It's not something that we're going to take away and you never get to savor and enjoy again. It's going to be there. We just have to find a way to manage it and have it healthy and have that balance in our life, because it should be, and I wish everyone will understand, and I hope this helps everyone. You can have food, you can enjoy it, you can savor it, but it does not have to be your life. I always get the question too is, how do I know when it's the eating disorder or it's just a disordered eating? And the thing is, if food rules my life, if food thoughts, food feelings, food emotions, if I cannot make a decision in my life and food is overwhelming everything, that's when it becomes an eating disorder. If it's so distressing on your life that you cannot do the things you want to do, that's when we have some issues and concerns. The other question, I knew I was going to make this brief, but I have so much passion to share about this. How, and this is, I guess, on my personal recovery, how are you feeling now that you think about the times you were binging? I cannot, it's been a long time since I've had any eating disorder thoughts or feelings or behaviors. I remember them because they were so horrendous for me. And I wake up every single day so amazingly blessed that I don't have, I call it ED. I'm so glad I don't have an eating disorder. I don't remember how long it took and all the effort. I knew it was a struggle while I was in it. But now, so far forward, I don't even remember what it was like because I don't want to. It was the hardest time of my life. I say this all the time, that it took me, I believe, 6 years to get my associate's degree and 1 year to get my master's. Because I had ED, eating disorder, earlier in my college career. And when I got my recovery, I was locked on. I just wanted to learn. I was a bucket of knowledge. I was just so passionate. So it really, really destroys your life. And I really encourage you, if recovery is possible, if I am sitting before you right now, I will tell you recovery is possible. I know everyone says like, oh, that's so corny, or like, you can do it, but I can't. I am sitting here before you telling you, if I can do it, you can do it. You can probably do it better than I can. There are so many other resources out there that I didn't have when I went through my recovery. But if you are passionate, if you want your life back, you've got to fight with every breath you have to get it, and you can. I hope this helped. I'm going to post it on the site where I got these questions from, and I'm hoping, like, share it. I hope this helps. I hope I'm an inspiration. And I don't want to be cocky about my inspiration. I put all the blood, sweat, and tears into my recovery, and you're probably going to have to too, but it is so worth it. It is so worth it. Okay? I will talk to you guys soon. I plan on posting another video. I hope I get a whole bunch of feedback on this one. Like I said, I have no problem sharing my story. Not ready yet though, like just because I want to kind of get more, I want to have more subscribers. So if you guys want to hear my story, let me know. I have no shame in it. I always say, when you're proud enough and strong enough to tell your story without crying, I'm all smiles about my recovery. I've worked so hard. It's the biggest thing I've ever done in my whole life. And I am blessed every single day that I get to wake up without Ed. So you guys can do that too. And I will talk to you soon. Have a great week ahead. Comment, question, whatever you guys need, I got you. Have a great week.